Imagine being bullied by someone at school,
I went into the ring and I busted him up.
only to face them in the ring years later with a title on the line. This dramatic turn of events captures the raw intensity and personal stakes of a legendary boxing match. How did the past rivalry ignite such a fierce confrontation? Stick around to find out how the showdown between Mike Tyson and Carl "The Truth" Williams unfolded and what it meant for both fighters. Catch all these and more right here on Sports Frenzy TV. Back in school, Williams used to bully Mike Tyson with his jab, and sometimes they'd settle things in the ring. Fast forward to July 21, 1989, and they were facing off in the professional ring in Atlantic City. Tyson, then 23, was ready for a rematch. His opponent was Carl "The Truth" Williams, who had once bested a 15-year-old Tyson in a sparring session, a story Williams liked to brag about.
This amateur come in the gym and do this to me. So I got very angry that night. I went home and thought about it. And the very next day,
Before diving into their big fight, let's set the scene. Earlier, Tyson, who was thought to be unbeatable, had shown some cracks in the armor. His win against British heavyweight Frank Bruno was less impressive than expected, with Tyson looking shaky during the bout. Many blamed Tyson's struggles on the recent departure of his longtime trainer, Kevin Rooney. On the other hand, Williams was on the rise. He had first gained attention in July 1985 by going toe-to-toe with then-champion Larry Holmes in a top 15-round fight, even though he lost. Experts had noticed Williams' weakness against left hooks, which was exposed in his second loss to Mike Weaver in February 1986. Tyson and Williams first crossed paths because of Tyson's first coach, Cos D'Amato, who was known for setting up sparring matches with various fighters. Back then, a young 16-year-old Tyson, full of potential, went up against Williams, a more experienced 23-year-old professional from New York. During those sparring sessions, Williams had the upper hand and roughed up Tyson, which he remembered with a smirk. At that time, Tyson was a 17-year-old amateur and Williams was a 23-year-old pro with 11 fights under his belt. Williams was able to dominate Tyson with his jab and occasionally land some blows. Williams later talked about how Tyson had given him a bloody nose and rattled him, especially because he was a professional with several fights under his belt. That experience made Williams very angry, and he went home determined to come back with a new attitude. The next day, he showed up in the gym with a fresh mindset and went into the ring to take Tyson down. At 23 years old, Williams was still developing, but he had grown into one of the most formidable boxers of the time, a heavyweight champion and a global icon. Tyson, eager to face his former sparring partner in the ring, jumped at the chance for a rematch. This fight was more than just a match, it was a chance for payback. The fight was intense right from the start, with Williams trying to take control from a visibly annoyed Tyson. But Tyson quickly took charge. Just 93 seconds in, a powerful left hook, Williams' weak spot, landed perfectly on his jaw, sending him crashing to the mat. Williams got up quickly, but the referee, clearly shaken, stopped the fight and awarded Tyson a knockout victory. This decision angered the crowd, with Williams and his coach, Carmine Graziano, being the most vocal in their protest. They were shocked by the referee's call, who was concerned that Tyson's punch might have caused a concussion. The referee, Newman, later explained his decision by saying that Williams didn't seem fit to continue.
His eyes were blank, his expression was blank, he had no answer.
Newman, a former heavyweight himself, stood by his choice, noting that if Tyson had been in Williams' position, the fight would have been stopped in the same way. When Williams got up, he was unsteady, leaning on the ropes and couldn't answer Newman's simple question.
I asked him a question, a very simple question. How do you feel? Not for the answer, but to see how he responded.
Newman explained that the fighter who has been knocked down will usually try to prove he's okay when he gets up. Williams didn't do that. He was leaning on the ropes, couldn't respond, and his eyes seemed lifeless. Despite Tyson's intense attacks, Williams skillfully used his left forearm to block his advances. Tyson, however, looked more focused than in his previous fight with Frank Bruno, landing precise and powerful shots. He eventually caught Williams with a brutal combination of a hook and uppercut. Although clearly shaken, Williams insisted he wasn't truly knocked out. He later expressed his frustration, maintaining that he was still standing, but the result remained unchanged. A knockout win for Tyson, settling the score and leaving the audience wanting more from a fight that lasted just 93 seconds. Regarding his perspective, the trainer observed Williams' condition and became concerned. They were working on slipping and hooking, with the idea that once they slipped, they'd have an opening to land a punch. When Tyson executed, he was successful. When asked if he was surprised that Williams stayed on him so much and didn't move, Tyson responded that he actually enjoyed it, seeing it as an opportunity. He knew that eventually he'd land as a clean shot. Tyson said his punches were accurate and, even though he had a reputation for landing left hooks, he was more focused on landing a good right hand, which he considered his best punch despite not always connecting with it. They decided to check the monitor to review the fight and figure out what happened. They confirmed it was a clean left hook. When asked if he was surprised by how quickly Williams went down, Tyson explained that he wasn't. He knew that if he landed a clean shot, the opponent would go down, no matter who they were. Tyson mentioned that while the referee thought Williams might have been hurt badly, Tyson himself felt the shot was clean. When asked how long it might have taken to knock Williams down a second time if the fight had continued, Tyson responded confidently. He believed he would have been able to keep pressuring Williams and possibly finish him off. Tyson felt it was better the referee stopped the fight when he did, as he would have been at his most dangerous when knowing his opponent was hurt. Regarding his future plans, Tyson talked about taking things one step at a time. He expressed his willingness to fight anyone and emphasized that he didn't discriminate. Tyson was confident in his abilities and claimed that no one could challenge him. In the end, the clash between Mike Tyson and Carl "The Truth" Williams was more than just a fight. It was the culmination of years of rivalry and personal history. Tyson's swift knockout victory not only settled an old score but also solidified his dominance in the boxing world. For Williams, the bout was a bitter reminder of his past with Tyson, but it also marked the end of a chapter in their storied interactions. This fight remains a powerful example of how past conflicts can fuel dramatic and high-stakes confrontations in the ring. What's your take on how their past rivalry influenced the fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest content. Remember, in the world of boxing, every fight tells a story, and sometimes the most intense battles are rooted in personal history. Stay tuned for more insights and thrilling stories from the ring.